The moment I stepped through that front door, my daughter-in-law's voice hit me like a punch to the gut. "I don't want that old man here anymore." She screamed at my son, Michael. He's always showing up uninvited, tracking dirt through MY House. My name is Theodore Pierce, but everyone calls me Ted. I'm 62 years old, and I've been running my own catering business for the past 25 years. What Jessica didn't know was that every single thing she was standing on, from the marble floors to the crystal chandelier hanging above her perfectly styled head, existed because of my signature on loan documents. I was holding a covered dish of my famous pulled pork, the same recipe my late wife Sarah used to make. Michael had been asking for it since he was 10 years old, back when we lived in our modest 3-bedroom ranch house across town. Now here I was, standing in the doorway of this 4,000 square foot mansion in the prestigious Oakwood Heights development, being told I wasn't welcomed by someone who'd never worked a day in her life. The living room behind Jessica looked like something out of a designer magazine. White leather furniture that probably cost more than most people's cars, abstract paintings that made no sense to me, and that massive flat-screen TV mounted on the wall like a shrine to entertainment. The whole place screamed money. Money that came from my business, my sweat, my late nights balancing books and handling difficult clients. "Jessica, please." Michael's voice was barely above a whisper. "It's just lunch. Dad drove all the way over here. I don't care." She snapped back, her perfectly manicured finger pointing at me like I was some kind of criminal. Every Sunday it's the same thing. He shows up with that greasy food, judges everything we do, and acts like he owns the place. Well, technically, I did own the place, but I kept that thought to myself. I'd been coming over every Sunday for the past 3 years, ever since Sarah passed from that damn cancer. It was our tradition, our way of staying connected as a family. Or so I thought, standing there in my work clothes, just pressed khakis and a polo shirt with my catering company logo. I felt every one of my 62 years. My hands, scarred from decades of kitchen work and carrying heavy equipment, suddenly felt useless holding that dish. The smell of expensive perfume mixed with the scent of those fancy candles. Jessica was always burning. Everything about this place was polished and perfect, like a showroom that nobody actually lived in. It was a far cry from the home Sarah and I had built, where the furniture showed wear marks and the kitchen always smelled like something good cooking. "You know what, son?" I said, keeping my voice steady. "Maybe Jessica's right. Maybe I should call first." Jessica's eyes lit up like she'd won the lottery. Finally, someone with sense around here. I set the pulled pork on their granite countertop, the same countertop I'd helped Michael pick out 2 years ago when they renovated the kitchen with money from my business loan guarantee. The kitchen was bigger than my entire living room back home. All stainless steel appliances and custom cabinets that probably cost more than I made in a good month. "I'll just head home then. You two enjoy your Sunday." As I walked back through their perfectly landscaped front yard to my pickup truck, I heard Jessica's voice carrying through the open windows of their climate-controlled paradise. "God, Michael, your father is so old-fashioned, always bringing that working-class food over here like we can't afford decent meals. I'm embarrassed when the neighbors see his beat-up truck in our driveway." That's when something clicked in my brain. Not anger exactly, but clarity. Pure, cold clarity. My beat-up truck was a 2018 Ford F-150 that I'd bought new with cash. It had some dings from loading catering equipment. Sure, but it was clean and reliable. More reliable than their fancy BMW and Mercedes that they somehow afforded on Michael's architect's salary. More reliable than I'd apparently been about checking where my money was really going. I drove the 15 minutes back to my house in the older part of town where the homes were smaller, but the neighbors actually talked to each other. My place was a simple 2-story that Sarah and I had bought when Michael was in high school. Nothing fancy, but it was paid off and it was ours. I pulled into the driveway and sat there for a minute, looking at the house where we'd raised our boy. Then I went straight to my small office above the garage. Sarah and I had converted it years ago so I could handle the business paperwork without cluttering up the kitchen table. I fired up my computer and opened the filing cabinet where I kept all the important documents. The first file was labeled Michael's House Loan Documents. I pulled it out and spread the papers across my desk. There it was, clear as day. I had co-signed the $350,000 mortgage because Michael's credit wasn't quite good enough on his own. My name was right there next to his on every single page along with my business as collateral. But that wasn't all. I dug deeper into the files and found the credit card statements. The supplemental card I'd given Michael for emergencies only when he first got married. The balance made my stomach drop, $32,000. I grabbed my reading glasses and started going through the charges line by line. 2,100 NARS. 4 Force 200 at some spa called Serenity Gardens. $750 for something called Botox Boutique. $1,800 at Tiffany & Co. The list went on and on. Jessica had been using my emergency credit card like her personal shopping account for 3 years running. I leaned back in my chair and rubbed my temples. Every month, I'd been getting these statements and just paying them automatically, around $900 to $1,000 each month. I figured they were legitimate expenses, maybe medical bills or car repairs or home maintenance. I never thought to question it because I trusted my son. And I sure as hell never thought Jessica was buying designer handbags and spa treatments with my money, while calling my food greasy and my truck embarrassing. The phone rang, jolting me out of my financial detective work. It was my old friend and business partner, George Wilson, who managed the equipment side of my catering operation. "Ted, you sound rough. Everything okay?" "George, I need to ask you something. You know how you're always telling me I'm too soft with Michael?" "Yeah, and you always tell me to mind my own business." "Well, today I'm thinking you might have been right." I told him everything, the Sunday lunch disaster, the credit card discovery, all of it. George listened without interrupting, which is rare for him. He's usually got an opinion about everything, but this time he just let me talk. "Ted, let me get this straight. You co-signed their house, you've been paying off a credit card you didn't even know they were maxing out, and this girl has the nerve to treat you like garbage in the house you helped buy? That about sums it up. What are you going to do about it?" That was the question, wasn't it? I could confront them directly, but that would just lead to more drama. Jessica would probably cry and make Michael choose sides, and knowing my son, he'd probably cave to whatever kept the peace. No, this needed a different approach. A business approach. I spent the next hour on the phone with my accountant, Patricia Johnson. Pat had been handling my books for 15 years, and she didn't mess around when it came to financial matters. Her office was in the same strip mall where I'd started my catering business back in 1999, when Michael was still in middle school and Sarah was fighting her first bout with cancer. "Ted, honey, you're telling me you've been carrying a $32,000 balance for people who don't even want you around. Seems that way. And the house. Co-signed, but they've been making the payments on time, at least I think they have. Well, we better check that too. Send me all the paperwork, mortgage documents, credit card statements, insurance policies, everything. I want to see exactly how deep this rabbit hole goes." While Pat reviewed the documents, I did some calculating of my own. The mortgage payment on that house was around $2,100 a month. Michael's take-home pay as an architect was maybe $4,500 after taxes. Add in their car payments, insurance, utilities, and Jessica's monthly shopping sprees, and there was no way they were making ends meet on his salary alone. I started digging deeper into my business accounts and found more surprises. Car insurance for both their vehicles, $450 a month for full coverage on a BMW and a Mercedes. Homeowners insurance, another $280 monthly. Even their cell phone plan was being billed to my business account as employee benefits, even though Michael worked for Henderson & Associates downtown, not for me. All told, I was subsidizing their lifestyle to the tune of about $1,800 a month in various ways. No wonder they could afford to live like royalty on an architect's salary. Pat called me back an hour later. "Ted, we need to talk. Can you come in tomorrow morning?" "That bad? Let's just say you're going to want to sit down when I show you these numbers." The next morning, I drove to Pat's office with a knot in my stomach. Her waiting room still had the same fake wood paneling and magazine rack full of outdated issues that it had when I first started using her services. But Pat herself had always been sharp as a tack when it came to money matters. "Okay, Ted, here's what I found." She spread several printouts across her desk. "In the past 3 years, you've paid out $97,200 in various expenses related to your son's household. That includes the credit card payments, insurance premiums, and about a dozen other things you probably forgot you were covering. $97 and $200, nearly $100,000. I sat there staring at the numbers, trying to process it all. The good news is none of this was technically illegal. You authorized all these payments at some point. The bad news is you've been funding a lifestyle that your son and daughter-in-law clearly think they're entitled to, while being treated like an unwelcome visitor in your own investment. What do you recommend from a business standpoint? Cut them off. All of it, today. Cancel the credit card, transfer the insurance policies to their names, and make them responsible for their own bills. You're not running a charity here, Ted. And if they can't afford it, then they'll have to make the same choices every other young couple makes: downsize, budget, live within their means. It's not your job to subsidize their champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. I left Pat's office with a clear plan of action. First, I called the credit card company from my truck in the parking lot. I'd like to cancel a supplemental card immediately. The customer service rep tried to talk me out of it. "Sir, closing this account might affect your relationship with the authorized user." "Ma'am, my relationship with the authorized user is already shot to hell. Cancel the card. I'll need to verify some information first." Can you tell me the last 3 purchases made on this account? I looked at the statement Pat had printed for me. Nordstrom for $2,100, Serenity Garden Spa for $1,200, and something called Urban Outfitters for $340. Yes, sir, those transactions match our records. The card will be deactivated within the hour. Next, I called my lawyer, Charles Anderson. Charlie had handled my business legal stuff for years, including the original incorporation of my catering company and Sarah's will when she passed. Charlie, I need some advice. If I co-signed for a mortgage and I want to protect my interests, what are my options? Depends on the situation, Ted. Are we talking about your son's place? We are, and it's complicated. Most family financial situations are. Why don't you come in this afternoon and we'll go through everything properly? By the time I got to Charlie's office, I had a folder full of documents and a head full of steam. Charlie's law office was in one of the old Victorian houses downtown that had been converted to professional suites. His secretary, an older woman named Ruth, who'd known me since I started the business, gave me a sympathetic look as she led me to his office. Ted, you look like someone who's had a hell of a day. That's putting it mildly, Charlie. I laid out the whole situation, the co-signed mortgage, the unauthorized credit card usage, the insurance payments, all of it. Charlie took notes in his careful handwriting, the same way he'd been doing legal work for 30 years. Here's the thing, Ted. You've got legal standing to protect your financial interests, but you need to be smart about how you proceed. You don't want to destroy your relationship with your son permanently, but you also can't let yourself be taken advantage of indefinitely. What do you suggest? A formal demand letter for repayment of the unauthorized charges, with clear terms and a reasonable timeline, and we need to review that mortgage agreement to see what protections you have as a co-signer if they default. How long for the letter? I can have it ready by tomorrow afternoon, but Ted, once we send this, there's no taking it back. You sure you want to go down this road? I thought about Jessica's voice echoing through that house, calling me an embarrassment. I thought about $32,000 in charges I'd never authorized. I thought about what Sarah would say if she knew how I'd been letting myself get walked on. Yeah, Charlie, I'm sure. It's time they learned that money doesn't grow on trees, and respect isn't optional in this family. The next day was Wednesday, and I was at the catering kitchen by 5 a.m., same as always. My head cook, Albert Martinez, noticed I seemed different, more focused, like a man with a purpose instead of just going through the motions. Boss, you've got that look today. Like when you're planning a big event and everything has to be perfect. Sometimes you gotta clean house, Al. Get rid of the things that aren't working. Around 10 a.m., my phone started buzzing like an angry wasp. The first call was from Michael, his voice shaking like he'd seen a ghost. Dad, what did you do? Jessica tried to buy groceries this morning, and her card got declined. She called the credit card company, and they said you canceled it. That's right, son, I did. But why? We need that card. Jessica uses it for household expenses. I almost laughed out loud. Household expenses, $750 for Botox is a household expense now. $210 at Nordstrom for household stuff. Silence on the other end. Then quietly, you looked at the statements. Every single charge for the past 3 years, Michael. $32,000 worth. Did you know your wife spent $1,200 at a spa last month while telling me my food wasn't good enough for your house, Dad? I didn't know it was that much. Jessica handles the shopping and stuff. She said it was just normal expenses. Well, now Jessica's gonna have to handle it with her own money, or yours, but not mine. I hung up before he could argue. 10 minutes later, Jessica was calling. I let it go to voicemail, then she called again and again. On the 4th try, I picked up. Mr. Pierce, there's been some kind of mistake with the credit card. I really need you to call them and fix it. No mistake, Jessica. I canceled it on purpose. You can't do that. I have things to buy. We have bills to pay. Then I suggest you and Michael figure out how to pay them with Michael's salary. You know, like every other married couple in America. This is ridiculous. You're punishing us because of one little argument. One little argument. Jessica, you screamed at me that you didn't want me in the house I helped pay for. You called my food greasy and my truck embarrassing. You've been spending my money for 3 years while treating me like I was something you scraped off your shoe. That's not one little argument. That's a pattern of disrespect. Michael, she screamed away from the phone. Your father's lost his mind. Come talk to him. But I hung up before Michael could get on the line. The rest of Wednesday was peaceful. No more calls, no drama. I spent the afternoon preparing for a Friday evening wedding reception, 150 guests, sit-down dinner, the works. It felt good to focus on work instead of family drama. Thursday afternoon, while I was checking inventory in the walk-in cooler, Albert called out that I had a visitor. I stepped out to find Jessica standing in the middle of my commercial kitchen, looking completely out of place in her designer dress and high heels among the stainless steel prep tables and industrial equipment. "We need to talk," she said, her voice sharp with anger. "You're in my workplace, Jessica. This better be important. Important? You've destroyed our lives. Do you know what it was like for me yesterday? Standing in that grocery store with a cart full of food and my card getting declined? People staring at me like I was some kind of criminal. I kept working, seasoning a large batch of chicken breast for tomorrow's event. Welcome to the real world, Jessica. Most people have to worry about whether they can afford their groceries. We can't afford to live without that card. Michael's salary barely covers the mortgage and car payments. Then maybe you need cheaper cars, or a smaller house, or maybe you could get a job like most adults do." Her face turned red with fury. "A job? I shouldn't have to work. Michael makes good money, and you've been helping us. That's what families do. They help each other." I finally stopped what I was doing and looked directly at her. She was standing there in shoes that probably cost more than Albert made in a week, wearing a dress that could have fed a family of 4 for a month, lecturing me about what families do. Families help each other, Jessica. But they also respect each other. You can't have one without the other. Respect? What about respecting us enough to mind your own business and let us live our lives? With my money, it's not about the money. Everything's about money when you don't have any, Jessica. You're about to learn that lesson the hard way. You're a bitter old man who can't stand that we're happy and successful. That's when I lost my patience. Not my temper. I've been in the food service business too long to let emotions get the better of me, but my patience ran out completely. Successful? Jessica, you're $32,000 in debt on a credit card you didn't even pay for. Your cars are financed, your house is mortgaged to the hilt with my name on the loan, and you've never earned a dollar in your life. You're not successful. You're completely dependent on other people's money while treating those people like dirt. How dare you? I'm not finished. You want to know what success looks like? It's working 12-hour days for 25 years to build something from nothing. It's paying your own bills and earning your own way. It's treating people with respect regardless of what they can do for you. You wouldn't recognize success if it bit you on your designer-covered behind. Jessica stormed out, her heels clicking angrily on the concrete floor. Albert watched her leave, then shook his head. "Boss, I don't know what that was about, but that lady needed to hear it." Friday came and went with no word from either of them. Saturday morning, I was loading the truck for a corporate luncheon when my phone rang. It was Michael, but this time his voice was different, calmer, more mature somehow. "Dad, can we talk? I mean, really talk, not just argue about money." "I'm listening, son. Jessica and I have been up most of the night going through our finances. You're right about everything. We've been living way beyond our means, and we've been taking advantage of your generosity. What are you going to do about it?" "We're selling the house. Already called a realtor this morning. The market's good right now, so we should be able to pay off the mortgage and have enough left over to start paying you back." That hit me harder than I expected. "Michael, you don't have to sell the house. You just need to live within your budget." "Dad, our budget is about $4,500 a month take home after taxes. The house payment alone is $2,100. Even without Jessica's shopping sprees, we can't make the numbers work. Where will you live? There's a decent apartment complex near downtown. 2 bedrooms, $1,400 a month. It'll be tight, but we can make it work if we're careful about everything else. And Jessica's okay with this." Michael was quiet for a moment. She's not happy about it, but she's starting to understand that her choices have consequences. She applied for jobs at 3 different retail stores yesterday. Turns out she actually has a degree in fashion merchandising from college. She just never thought she needed to use it. A week later, Charlie's demand letter arrived at their house via certified mail. By then, it was almost anticlimactic. Michael called that evening to confirm they'd received it and to let me know they'd be responding formally within the required time frame. "Dad, we know we owe you the money and we're going to pay it back. It might take a couple of years, but we'll get it done. I'm not worried about the timeline, son. I'm just glad you're taking responsibility." The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Michael and Jessica put the house on the market and it sold within 2 weeks to a young doctor and his wife who could actually afford the payments. They found an apartment in a nice complex near Michael's office, nothing fancy, but clean and safe. The most surprising thing was watching Jessica adapt to her new reality. She got a job at a department store in the mall, working in their women's clothing department. At first, she complained about everything, having to stand all day, dealing with difficult customers, earning a paycheck instead of just spending money. But gradually, she started to take pride in her work. 3 months after the Sunday lunch incident that started everything, I got a call from Michael. "Dad, would you like to come over for dinner this Sunday? Jessica wants to cook for you." Actually cook, not order takeout. She knows how to cook. She's been watching YouTube videos and practicing. Last night she made meatloaf that was almost edible. Their apartment was small but comfortable. Jessica met me at the door wearing jeans and an apron that said "World's Okayest Cook," a far cry from the designer outfits I was used to seeing her in. She looked younger somehow, less stressed. "Mr. Pierce, thank you for coming. I hope you're hungry because I made way too much food." The apartment smelled like pot roast and fresh bread. The table was set with mismatched dishes they'd probably found at yard sales, but everything was clean and welcoming. Jessica had cooked the whole meal herself, pot roast with carrots and potatoes, green beans, and dinner rolls that were only slightly burned on the bottom. "This is really good, Jessica," I said, and I meant it. The roast was a little tough and the rolls were crispy, but she'd put real effort into it. "Thank you. I'm still learning, but I actually enjoy it. There's something satisfying about creating something with your own hands." Over dinner, they told me about their new life. Jessica was doing well at the department store. She had a natural talent for helping customers put together outfits, and she'd already been promoted to assistant department manager. Michael had taken on some freelance architectural work in the evenings to help make ends meet. "It's hard sometimes," Jessica admitted. "I used to just buy whatever I wanted without thinking about it. Now I have to budget for everything, even groceries, but I like earning my own money. It feels more real somehow." "And we've paid off another $800 of what we owe you," Michael added. "Should have the whole thing paid back within 18 months if we stick to our plan." As I was getting ready to leave, Jessica walked me to the door. "Mr. Pierce, I owe you more than just money. I owe you an apology. A real one. The way I treated you was terrible, and there's no excuse for it. You were trying to help us, and I was being spoiled and ungrateful. We all make mistakes, Jessica, but some mistakes are bigger than others. I was so focused on having nice things that I forgot about having good relationships. Thank you for not giving up on us completely." Driving home that night, I thought about Sarah and what she would have said about the whole situation. She probably would have been more patient than I was, but I think she would have been proud of how it turned out. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone you love is stop enabling their bad choices and make them face reality. Michael and Jessica invite me over for dinner once a month now. Jessica's cooking has improved dramatically, and Michael seems more confident and mature. They're saving money for a house down payment, but this time they want to do it on their own. That's fine by me. I've learned that respect isn't something you can buy with credit cards or co-sign loans. You earn it, one honest conversation at a time. You can't buy respect with a credit card, but you can sure as hell lose it that way. The best investment I ever made wasn't in stocks or property. It was teaching my family that love without boundaries isn't love at all.